and hopefully we will have an interesting session which can give you some insights about the field services. So let's start quickly. Today we will navigate the future of field services. And to do so, first I want to welcome you and thank you for attending and spending this afternoon with us. And let's always, since we are navigating, we need always to have navigation tools. So we'll have a compass with us to give us direction, a map to help us to see the route where we want to go, and the ship which will be our ride. So just relax and enjoy your time. We'll have a small cruise into the field services world, a bit of digital transformation, and we'll dig deeper into how this is getting applied or into Salesforce. First, a quick introduction about myself. I'm Mohammed Abu State. I'm based in Barcelona, Spain. Salesforce enthusiast since 2014, and I'm working currently as a product owner for a global field service platform in Schneider Electric. I have 20 years of experience in digital. Before it was the IT, information systems, digital technologies, and specifically in its business applications. My field of expertise and studies is a mix between business and information systems. I'm a certified professional from Salesforce, and also I do love to travel, photography. I'm a photoholic. And I do like food too. I feel that I believe that food really reflects the culture and diversity a lot. And feel free to connect with me. This is the QR code to my LinkedIn. Feel free to scan it, and let's connect and keep in touch even after that if you need any help. Let me first share with you my motto that I always believed in digital technologies is really have a transformative power in it. That it's transforming our life throughout the last at least half century, and there is another wave of transformation taking place today with what we see in the AI, and it enables us actually to interact with using different channels, okay, and interacting with different parties. Now we can call people from different parts of the world with different means, and this is reshaping the world we are in today and affecting every aspect of our lives. And it's the same for the business. Technology for the business open doors for new ways to do business, unleash business models which we've never imagined before having these technologies in place, and it really enabled the business to transform and be more innovative. Let me share with you quickly the agenda for today. We will talk a bit about digitalization and transformation, and what is the difference between them, because people are using the three of them as an alternative or synonyms, but there's a difference which we will highlight. Then we will take a look at the route in the map toward field service transformation, and we will take a look at what the customer journey we're addressing with the field services, and then we will ask a question about to field service or not to field service. And there are some indications or some key questions to ask, the business should ask before deciding to go into the field service or not. And then we'll start then to onboard on our ship and see how it will be navigating, taking a look at we have an overview about Salesforce field services, its features, and also to have an overall overview trend also of the trends coming to look for in field services. Okay, so let's navigate and start our journey. Relax, stay relaxed. Just put your bag and enjoy the ride. First, let's talk about the difference between digitalization, and digital transformation. For most of the people, and them all digital, they are just to use technology one way or another. There's a slight difference here I just want to highlight to you. First, digitization. Digitization is about converting data in a digital format, and it can be used in a different ways, either to use it in a media, to use it using it via different channels, but it's about conversion of data and having it in a digital format. Digitalization, on the other hand, is actually to have systems to do adaptation of processes and to use systems like enterprise systems, like CRM, like Salesforce, to run the business. This is digitalization, which is enabling the processes to be run on a digital-based system. When it comes to transformation, transformation is always creating value, always creating business. It's about taking the business to the other level. And if you see here the arrows in the slide, it's really indication. You need to have a visibility via the data, and then adapt your business and have business process efficiencies. And with these, when they both mature, you can create value and create business. And with these, we need to have both in mind. We need to have the customer lifetime value, how we are driving values with these, and for sure, to have a business impact. So this is what you see here is the direction which we are looking for. This is our compass. Then let's take a look at the route. While we are navigating, the second element of navigating is the map, is to see from where we are today. So we are today in a totally, let's say we are today in a totally manual environment. We have everything running manual. What are the steps we need to go toward the transformation? 3 steps from bottom up. First, when you digitize, you get visibility. You have visibility of the data. You have this data. You have reports. You can see. You can have better visibility of the different aspects of your business that help you to optimize resource and contain costs. Then once you have this, you go to the digitalization, where you maximize the values through interacting with the customers via different digital channels, and help you to be more proactive, because you are getting more connected with the customer, and add value in every interaction with your customer. Then after that, once you have these both mastered, you can go to differentiate yourself from the digitally, to differentiate yourself from your competitors, and to even start to innovate into your business and to delight your customer, and maybe also disrupt the model on which your business is operating. All of these within this route, we always need the direction with us, the true north. And again, our true north are 2 elements: customer value and to have a business impact. Because if you do deployed digital technologies, having digital strategy, all of this, without all your true north, will be just like fireworks. It will be like fireworks. It's nice to have, but the value of it is just entertaining. There's no added value for it. So this is actually a quote. I have it from one of my professors: that digital without purpose is just like fireworks. Okay, let's then take a look at the customer journey we're addressing. We're talking about services or field services. What does it look like? What are the steps actually of such a journey of our customer? Because our true north is the customer value. So the customer has an issue. The customer will call us, will call the customer care center. The customer care agent will take the customer call, log a case, and investigate with the customer what's going on, and try to solve the customer issue. But the customer requires someone to go and see what's going on, because the problem has to be resolved on the customer side. So book a work order. The customer agent will book a work order, have a service appointment, and then pass it to the services team. The services team the dispatcher will schedule a technician or schedule a representative to go on the customer side. And also the dispatcher, who is the beating heart of this process, will be managing also the jobs, the coordination, and keeping the process in harmony. And the facing to the customer is the field service technician or the company representative, who goes back to the customer site to perform the tasks needed and resolve the customer issue. This is a simplified version, end-to-end, starting from the customer and going back to the customer to resolve their issues. But the problem today, which is we are addressing, is that most of the companies are doing it the hard way, through 3 things: manual scheduling, appless operations, and customers. And this is really hindering the value that can be added from the services. Because if you do manual scheduling, waste of time for the dispatcher trying to put the schedules in place, misalignment of skills and works and the work to be done, that we might put a highly skilled tech into relatively simple job because he's just available or so. And there is inefficient scheduling, like scheduling a technician to go to the other side of the city 2 days rather than having the same, if there is the same job within the same area, he can do just doing it there. Or you have inefficiencies, that you have gaps within the technicians schedule that not fulfilled with the customer jobs, which is bringing money. Apple's operations, by definition, the process which you have seen, the end of the chain, which is the technician or the representative, they are on the move. So for them to receive the information needed, the data and the information needed to perform the customer service and to work with the customer, with the different parties, without an app, it's now cannot be imagined. But it's really, and it should be reflecting that from the operations perspective, understand where the different resources are. And also there is poor and late communication, because back and forward to validate, to complete the information needed. And then for the customer, totally frustrating this and dissatisfying, because the customer has no visibility, just make a call and just wait for an answer. And the experience is not the best, because there's a blackout for the customer between the call done and he received the technician. He don't know when he should expect or have the technician in place. It's hindering also the efforts needed to serve the customer better. Then, so the question now is, to field service or not to field service, to digitize field service or not, or what does it mean to have a field service? There are a number of questions. So here we will use Hamlet, to field service or not to field service, to get to us to go through the key questions which define services on the customer side. First, we need to understand what to be done. What is the issue? So this is the first point, which is the CCC is doing. They will understand the issue and they define what need to be done, where it needs to be done, when it needs to be done, and who the best resources for the job. And do this resource need parts or tools while they are on site? Do they have the adequate skills and training needed to do the job? And what are the tasks that need to be performed when they are on the customer side? And how the work performed will be reported. And finally, do we need a customer approval for this, or already we have an agreement with the customer to do the job and just and build them back? Having these questions in place, you can apply the same for whatever type of service or whatever type of interaction you're doing with the customer. It can be field services and sending out technician. This is the classic model, but you can use the same model for having mobile or moving a sales team, and you want to track the sales team that they are going follow up with the customer. Maybe you have quality assurance team that go and investigate the customer sites to see how the product is getting used. Or the sky is the limit. It can be applied to whatever business case where you have mobile resources or mobile personnel on the move. So then let's start now. So now we know our true north, we know our direction, we set up the map, we understand the map and the path we are going through. Now let's see how field services, Salesforce field services, can help us achieve this through having a good overview of the tool. First, what is Salesforce field service? It is a managed solution within Salesforce platform, okay, where it connects the journey, which we have seen, the agents with the mobile employees, with the dispatchers, and also use the same data repositories which are already available in Salesforce to serve the customer, because we have data of products, we have data of the customer, everything is already in the platform via the Service Cloud. It's an extension of the Service Cloud to enable it toward field services and sending company representatives to the customer site. Also, it completes the view of the full chain, of the full journey we've seen, where we have the mobile employees have the information coming to them on the move via mobile app. Also, it deliver capabilities using the digitization of data, digitalization of process, to enhance how one of the biggest challenge of such industry, which is scheduling and dispatching, making the scheduling and the dispatching more optimized, leveraging the data and leveraging Salesforce capabilities, and also with the fact that things are the jobs are getting real time into the mobile app, so that it will be in the hand of the technicians right instantly. So it has three main components. Okay, there are some elements which are already part of the Salesforce platform. Some elements which are part of the managed package which need to be installed on top of it, and the last part is the mobile app in place. So what we have is within the standard platform, we have the work order and the work order item. The work order is the scope on which we are delivering to the customer. We have the work order line items, is the details. The products and assets, this is also part of the Salesforce platform. Service contracts and the entitlements, what the customer actually paid for. Service appointments, this is also part of the Service Cloud. Then the service territories, locations, resources, and operating hours. This is putting the arranging the tidying up the house, or how you are setting up your operations into territories, where these territories are, where are the different locations they are, and also the resources, and how, if you are operating, what are the operating hours you are in, and then the parts and inventory, which is also one of the biggest elements, or elements which is quite tricky in this industry. In the managed package, where it's taking it, so all of the one on the left, you can see this is the digitalization. This is the having the different elements of the process into the having the digital data in the digital format, and at a different elements and different levels. Then the managed package will put the the first element was the digitalization. The second element is the digitalization, where you have more into the process, where you enable parts of the process via the digital tools like scheduling and optimization, the dispatcher console, where the assignments is done of the different work orders and appointments. You have also the scheduling of actions. And you have also the defining rules like the policies, working rules, and the objectives of services. Then the last part is the mobile part, which is enabling real-time data sync. The technician don't need to call back and understand what he needs, what's scheduled for him. It will just pop up into the app. So then let's talk about we have seen the three components. Let's talk about different elements which actually governs the process. One of the heart element of this is the work order. It's the scope of what we need to do, what work need to be done on the customer side, and it's one of the elements which they will have it online, and also it's synced to the mobile app. And the main purpose of it is to track the maintenance jobs and the appointments, and when. So this is answering the questions of what, when, where, okay, and also the knowledge of what need to be done, and also the work order lines will give you the details of what need to be done on the customer side. So this is defining these key questions. Then we will come. So this is the work order. It's the heart of the operations of carrying the operations of the field services. Then the dispatch console is answering the other key question, which is who will do the job, or what resources need to be done for needed for this job. And again, as I mentioned, is the dispatcher or the coordinator is the beating heart of this process, and it's quite challenging too, because usually the decision is not simple that X person will do this job at this place and that's it. There are different elements that can define this. In order to define the right job is assigned and routed to the right employee, okay, or to the right representative, and to have a complete view of a whole department. Imagine that this is a whole department or whole territory where you can have tens or maybe hundreds of representatives in place, or who are on the move. So also it's easy. I mean, it has a personalization piece where they can customize the view and see different views of the team and how the jobs are assigned to them. Then to track also they can track the service on a real time also. So it has two views. So one, you can in each two types of views. You can have it on a Gantt chart to see it within the timeline, or you can see it geographically by location through integration with maps. And this is this is to serve mainly the dispatcher or the coordinator. Then there are added value to this where there is a feature of the intelligent appointment and resources scheduling, where you can define rules, business rules, and leverage the data which you already have, like the operating time, skills, location, to have these suggestions automatically come in place of this work order can be done by Alan, who is located in this place and have the adequate skill sets. And this is saving much time from the dispatcher. Rather than searching manually, they can have a suggestions of a job and then start to move things around, rather than trying to understand the job and then try to do the scheduling. And it optimize a lot, or save a lot of their time. Another point here in the schedule in the dispatcher, which is going to the transformation a bit, is that it has an ability that you can also allow the customer to do self-booking. And self-booking is quite interesting because it's giving the customer the upper hand. The customer can, I need a job I need someone to come and fix my fridge in this because I'm at home at this time ranges. So you start to book an appointment. So it gives the customer the dictate when their preferences, and this is leverage the service which can be done, because also it's touchless. You can book an appointment and then the dispatcher will receive the customer. They have a desired appointment to have this asset served, and based on this they can work on finding the proper resource to fulfill the customer request. Then this is also the other piece here is the app, and the app has something we need to bear in mind, that the nature of sometime of going onto the customer site, that some for some industries or some circumstances you might have no connection on the customer side, because if you are doing electrical or doing some water work, your technician might be in the basement because the equipment he need to deal with, or the deficiency or the issue he need to deal with is have no coverage. So they can sync their data into the mobile, and there's an offline capability because they will have everything, all the data needed related to the work order offline. So they have the data with them, regardless they have coverage, mobile coverage or not, or interconnection or not. Still they can see the data needed and also update the work order they are working on. And then when they have a connection, it will be synced up. Also, the mobile app will be also the generator of the reports, and also where they receive the customer signature of the acceptance of work. Another point which is we didn't have with the papers before, which is added here, that they can attach on the spot photos of the work that have been done. Maybe also do some safety checklist, or go through safety and take photos of how the site was before and after. And all of these enrich the data of the work order. And moving forward, if we open this work order, we are able to understand the history of what happened there. Parts and inventory, big place there, because if you have your so two things: the availability of the needed parts at the proper time. This is a challenge for such a journey. And the other thing is that you have in many cases, you have also the van stock. You might have some For some industries, you can have the tech or the representative have the stock in their van, and this stock is moving, and there's no way to track it before the having the mobile capability and all of this. You need to reconcile every week, every day or so about how the day started in terms of inventory, what they consumed, what they returned, and what they reimbursed, and all of this. It's really taking time before, but now with this mobile capabilities, you can actually see a real on-time updates of the stock, and how the stock and how the different material availability, and also add required parts if needed, and also update the consumption on the spot via the mobile app, because the stock will be also can be accessible, and updating it and updating the consumption via the mobile app. Then there is also advanced optimization, where with one click they can have advanced suggestions of the customer coverage and the technicians assignment, and the assignment of the technicians to optimize and to fill in the different gaps. If there are many gaps in one of the technicians, it can optimize and fill in the time, bearing in mind the time, the location where they are where they will be visiting, and then bringing efficiencies to the scheduling piece. Advanced asset management, and this is also interesting, because not simply the asset is just one asset, a fridge or so, but you might have inside the asset, you can have the asset have sub assets. You have a full hierarchy with a tree view that you can see the fridge, and underneath the fridge you can see the different parts which consist of this asset, which is composing this assets. And based on it, you can see if there is some deficiency on one of the the parts of the asset, you can replace it, and have with this hierarchy view, we can understand also the history of the asset and what the component it has, what has been replaced on it. And this is giving also insights, because you can also register within these assets also competitors assets which are on the customer side, and understand where you can do business and to replace these assets by your products, and so leveraging and this hierarchy thing, especially if you have a complex product which has multiple layers or multiple, also if you are working with a customer to order, engineer to order, this hierarchy is very, very useful, because the customer problems can really at any level of the customized product. And this is bringing a lot of efficiency, because you can see the full hierarchy and spot which part of the customer is looking at. Another thing which is bringing also the transformation of the field services is the IoT capability. Because if the asset on the customer side has sensor, this sensor can detect different aspects of the asset as it operates, or the asset environment, and report these different aspects. And we receive it here in Salesforce. You can use these to monitor the customer asset health, and also offer the customer some types of services like predictive maintenance. Let's say you have a leakage sensor that's placed in a fridge, and you start to feel the humidity that it start to increase. So this is indicating that there is a there's a deficiency in the fridge. And this, since you are monitoring it in remote, you can start to call the customer. Yeah, we've seen this asset that it's not behaving the same, or the fridge has a problem like this, and we suggest you to fix it, because it can cause 1, 2, 3, 4. So it helps you actually with the IoT to be even more proactive. And for some types of products, it actually enables you that you can, with the sensor, and if it has a connectivity and it has some firmware, you can connect and resolve the customer issue even remotely. So also the Internet of Things here, this is the ad transformation, because you can really offer to the customer services which would not be possible without these digital technologies. And having more proactive, and also offer the predictive maintenance in a better way, rather than going and check on the customer side the asset health. And for sure, since it's on top of Salesforce, it has already the capability of the Salesforce reporting and analytics, and it can be used across either from the mobile app on the Service Cloud or on the laptop or even via the Apple Watch. And it's very helpful for the managers on the move to take decisions, to take a look of how efficient or different how the department is performing. Let's take a look at some extended capabilities for field services that can also leverage since it's on top of the Salesforce. So this is a big part because the recommendation builder using Einstein recommendation builder for parts, where it's using the AI capabilities of Einstein to detect or to see the parts needed for or recommend parts for a specific asset. Let's say you have an asset, a fridge again. This fridge has a specific type of motor in the hierarchy. And this type of motor, let's say it's obsolete, but there is a replacement for it. Using Einstein, Einstein Analytics, it can go see the alternative and find an alternative for the motor if it is deficient. Okay, and this is also reduce the cost for sure to have the cost, the IT cost, rather than building something from scratch, trying to find this recommendation, which is complex, especially in a highly complex assets or highly complex products. And also one of the biggest KPIs, which is the looking at in the field services, is the first time fixed rate. You send a technician, things are fixed or not. Things are fixed from the first visit or not, or you need to go back to the customer to fix the same issue again, or to find another solution, or to find a solution for the issue again. This is very, very important. And sometimes the parts and not be able to know what parts needed is very, very challenging, and it hit the first time fixed rate in a bad way. Another one, and this is very, very good, is the remote assistance. So it's a video call, okay? But in this video call, it's like you are sharing, but you are sharing your view. You can support your customer in a remote way. The customer can open the camera within the app or within the link of the call and show you what they are seeing, and you can direct them. Even you can mark to them, and they see on the screen the areas where you are marking, where you can hit. And this way you can use it in two elements, either to support directly the customer via the app, or you can support your representative or your technician if they need advanced knowledge or need advanced help, that you can also help them remotely. And this visual remote assistance is really hitting the field services everywhere, because after COVID, many customers do prefer to at least to do the preliminary diagnosis on remote, and you come more prepared. And then we have the Asset 360, and in the Asset 360, this is cooperation between Salesforce and ServiceMax. It's having the same concept of, we have customer 360, we have the accounts 360. It's putting the customer assets into the center of attention, and have a different views from it, and have a different insights about the asset, its location, where it is, and also having the full tree view, and also the data around the asset, the work orders done on this asset, contracts and entitlements of this asset, and warranties on this asset is entitled to. So putting the asset in the heart of it, rather than you do custom components or do custom solution. There is out of the box Asset 360 that performing well, because it help you also to serve the customer well, and because you will be understanding the full setup on which the asset is operating, and also where it is, and also the history of the maintenance and the entitlements of this asset. I'm done with the content of today, and I'd like to leave a room for questions. Do you have any questions? I don't know if we have. Okay. Okay then. So if you need to talk, just click on the chat, because I think we need to allow you to talk if you need. Okay. If there are no questions, then I'd like to thank you for your time, for what you spared, and hopefully you benefit a lot from what we just give you insights about the field services and the digital transformation. And yeah, please keep in touch. Again, this is my QR code to my LinkedIn profile. Feel free to click it and to keep in touch with each other. And I'm posting from time to time insights about digital transformation in services, and hopefully it will help you also gain some insights and transform your business and serve your customers better. I see we have a question. Yeah, video sharing. Okay, video sharing. It's the same component which is used today by the CCC as well. There is a component on which you can have to do calls to the customer and have this integrated with within the platform and have the call logged. Or you can have also third parties. There are multiple third parties. Yeah, Gabriel, we can keep in touch, and yeah, we can discuss more about this, because there are different possibilities about the about the video sharing, or the video call, or remote virtual remote assistance. Sure. Thank you. Okay. So thank you all for your time again, and talk to you later, and let's keep in touch. Thank you. Have a great evening. Bye-bye.